Tim, you want to go next? We'll go that way.
No, I'd skip.
Okay.
Skip.
Tim, it's your turn. No choice.
You're on the spot.
No, I'm just a little creeped out.
But once I do find out the age difference, I would get icked out.
Really?
Yes, I
Just
would.
from the number?
Yes,
You get
just from the
along
number.
completely?
To be completely honest.
Hey guys, 1, 2, 3, slay.
Hey guys, welcome back to Speak-Easy.
Speak-easy.
Speak dash. Easy.
If you like us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up.
Yes, please
Subscribe and comment.
all that jazz.
And don't forget to follow us on Spotify and Instagram and on TikTok.
Yes.
Designated spokesperson now.
Woohoo.
All right, guys. So our topic for today is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's like preferences and is it okay? Like all of us have preferences, and I'm sure our viewers want to get like our perspective on things. So we're gonna go through a lot of like situations, and I want you guys to get into like the why behind it.
Okay.
All right. So to start us off, like initially when you're looking for someone, like in a romantic sense, that will probably be the theme for this. What do you look for in someone / like what's your type? And like this is just supposed to be an intro, so I want you guys to give me one trait / aspect for looks and one for personality.
Who wants to start?
Mark,
I mean-
you got this.
If you guys have one, I have one. I could start. Whoever.
Start.
Go
All right.
ahead, Cesar.
So
let's hear it.
One trait / aspect for looks is an Asian girl with a cute aesthetic, or personality would be what? I'm just being honest.
What's a cute aesthetic? What does
Cute
that
aesthetic.
mean?
No,
What
like
does that mean?
you know, like the hot
girly.
versus cute. Yeah.
Like girlier, I guess.
Yeah.
More
A girly
girly.
type girl.
Unicha.
Yes.
Not like that, but
Oh,
like
A
man.
hego or whatever it's
hey,
called.
yo, chill. And the one for personality is like someone who is good at matching energy, because sometimes I'd be high energy, sometimes I'd be low energy. So it's like good that they can match that, you know?
Okay.
Is
Someone
that a
has high
personality
energy?
though? Being able to
Yeah.
match? Or is that just
Yeah.
like a trait?
Yeah, I think that's more towards
Personality.
Personality? Okay.
Yeah.
A personality trait.
How about that?
Oh. Spitting
Okay.
facts. Tim, you want to go next? We'll go that way.
No, I'd skip.
Okay.
Skip.
Tim, it's your turn. No choice.
You're on the spot.
No, I'm just a little creeped out because my light just turned on.
Yeah,
Yo.
I saw that.
We just watched a horror movie.
We watched a
last night.
horror movie last night.
I live
I-
alone, y'all. Don't scare
All right,
me.
but
like
anyways,
this.
one for looks, one for personality.
One for looks. For looks, I like someone with nice smile.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's a big one.
Okay.
A nice
I
smile.
agree with you. Yeah.
And then for what is it? Personality. Someone who is I don't know how to say this. Who likes acts of service? Who gives acts
Okay.
of service? Yeah.
Like a generous person.
Like not a generous, because that's like more gift giving. More like very
Thoughtful?
Thoughtful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thoughtful. Yeah, exactly. Thoughtful acts.
Nice. Okay.
I like strong, independent women who will show their soft side with me. I'm kidding.
No, that's fair.
No, but honestly though, someone who's a little bit more like looks wise, a little bit more asexual. Like their outfits are a little bit more. They're not very feminine, but they're also
Okay.
not very masculine either.
Okay.
Right?
Wait,
A
what do you mean by
lesbian.
that?
Yeah.
A lesbian.
Like if I'm trying to think of like a good example of this.
A tomboy.
Sort of, yeah.
But isn't a
Personality-wise,
tomboy
like a
more
tomboy.
masculine?
But a tomboy is
Yeah.
more masculine.
Yeah?
If you
So
guys
in
see
between.
like Japanese
in
streetwear,
between?
that kind of like
Oh,
style,
like
Or
slightly
like Diane's
like,
outfits.
not well.
Outfits.
Yes, you can do that, but not like that though. Like a little bit like.
No, I get you. Like in between, basically.
Dude, I don't get. I honestly have no idea
Outfit.
what you mean.
I
can't
know.
picture to it.
I have to think of like an Instagram.
Do you mean like
example.
unisexual? Is that?
That's
Isn't
yeah,
that the term?
more like like that the girl from Squid Game.
Because when you say asexual, I think of like plants.
What?
Asexual
I know.
reproduction.
You're like,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
this
yeah,
away.
Yeah, unisexual is right. Like the girl like from Squid Game or Zendaya, they're kind of like
I see what you mean.
androgynous, isn't that the word?
Because like they're
I
they're
have
still
no idea.
feminine, but like they don't. It's not like super like out there, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So opposite of Cesar,
Yes.
who likes Oh. cutesy.
I mean, not too
feminine.
opposite, because it'd be masculine if it was true opposite.
Yeah, Cesar. I mean, Greg says Oni-chan, and Cesar's Oni-chan.
Mine is
Okay.
Senpai.
Anyway, so
And
personality.
Tim
That was
says,
great.
Ori-chan.
Oni-chan.
My physical type is like long hair. I think I alluded to that before. And then stop moving your hair, bro.
We already had this episode.
For personality, I would say like subtly quirky is something that I look for.
No, I see it.
Quirky and funny.
Quirky and whimsical, yes.
Whimsical.
Rainbow.
That's crazy. Okay, I see.
Alyzza V.
Didn't we talk about this before?
Yeah, our takes
said
and everything.
Hair is like a big part.
Like
That's the
just
first
having
thing
hair?
I'll like. No, like
Oh.
good hair, like a nice hairstyle or like a trendy hairstyle. I don't know. That was the first thing I would see off the bat. And smile and personality. I like what Tim said, like someone who's very thoughtful or like is attentive to like small things about you, and then they show through acts of service.
Wow, V and I have the same type. Oh my god.
We're gonna be fighting over this.
My boyfriend is your boyfriend.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Your boyfriend is my boyfriend.
Hey yo, I'm coming from a boyfriend.
Okay. Me?
Alyzza?
My turn. Well, physically Asian. Specifically Filipino. I just think because Filipino, we can share a lot of culture things together. I don't know, like, because, you know, I'm like close with my family, everything. I think if I had like a Filipino boy, which I do, you know, it just works out better. And then for personality, I guess someone who's just like smart and intelligent. I feel like someone that can, like, when I talk to them, I feel like I'm actually learning and they can actually give me good advice. You know what I mean? So
You're not talking to a wall.
She wants to date a
Yes.
Filipino teacher.
All right. So now that we mentioned all of that, what would you guys say is the most important trait initially? Like, let's say there's two people. One person is more your type looks, but like average personality, or the other way around. Like average looks, but more your personality. Which one would you gravitate towards?
personality.
Even if it's initial?
No,
What do
I'm
you
gonna have
mean?
initial.
Oh, like
Initial. Yeah.
Yeah, because like this is how I talk to like women in general, right? If if they look like my type, then I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Right. That's usually how.
Because
But
I
how
think
am I
we
gonna
could
know
all-
their? Yeah, exactly. How am I gonna know their personality if I don't
Yeah.
talk
What's
to them, right?
initial though? Like
Yeah, let's
First
say
meeting?
Yeah, a few
like
weeks.
just a few weeks personality.
Yeah.
Really?
A few weeks.
I think that's still initial though.
I think I won't be talking to them in the first place if I'm not attracted to them.
Yeah, it's definitely looks.
If I'm
initially.
somewhat attracted to them within the first weeks, I gravitate through personality, because if you don't have a personality, then I don't think we go
No, but
past
it's
the
not you
first
don't have a
date.
personality. It's just like average.
Average personality.
Like you
but-
guys get along, but like you just get along more with the other person.
Yeah, but the reason why I go on a second date is because the personality is there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like. I thought we were talking about absolute like first encounter.
No, but that's my
Yeah, you can't
point.
get someone's personality just from
Exactly.
that. So maybe like the
Yeah.
first week or two. Let's say you're talking to
week or
two
two.
people at the same time.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Which one do
then
you
Personality.
gravitate more towards?
Personality. 'Cause it's
personality.
long run. Long
The one
term.
who makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would gravitate towards personality too.
Dang, I think I'm the odd one out.
Really?
I think I'd say looks with
Really?
average personality just because. Okay, hear out my logic. Because like,
Yeah, let me hear this.
no, it's because I'm the type of person like as you get to know me, like
He needs a trophy wife.
no, it's not like that. It's like as you get to know me, I open up more, so I would treat it like that way.
Huh. The thing is, do you think that's part of just maturing? I'm not saying you're immature, Cesar. I'm just
No,
saying.
that's fair.
I'm just saying I feel like maybe you need to value how much a personality really, you know, is important, especially
I
in
agree.
the first week.
No, in the long term, personality definitely.
Okay. But in the initial first
Yeah.
weeks of talking
If there
to
were
them,
two people, I think I'd gravitate more to the looks person.
with
I
the
get
average,
turned off with personality so easily.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
what if
thing.
they're
I
dry?
agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Then that's
Oh,
just
Yeah,
I
but
think
we're not
Cesar's
saying
saying like
dry.
over
Just-
time,
Yeah.
he'll get to know more.
Mhm.
And
And
find
they'll
out-
Honestly,
open up.
when I think of an average personality, I think of someone I could just have small, like basically cocktail talk with.
Exactly.
Not like someone that I could really be myself with.
Exactly.
Mm.
So I feel like
guess
when
it's your
you're-
definition of average.
I think
Yeah.
I also think dating is comparable to job interview, and a lot of it is based on personality, based on how you fit the job or how you fit within the team. Similarly with dating, how do you fit my aesthetic? How do you fit with matching my personality? How compatible are you with my goals and my what aspirations in life? All of those things matter within the first week of seeing each other.
I'm gonna actually have to defend Cesar with this, because even though like everyone is saying in the long run like personality is better, in actual practice, on a couple of Hinge dates that I've been on, and I've actually just like dated a person because I just like the way they look personally. Like their personality was actually average, right? And I still enjoyed it because it was like what Mark said, the cocktail talk. But to be honest, I went on like 2-3 dates with this person, mostly because she was cute. She fit my style. Yeah.
So, Cesar, what do you mean by average personality then? Like, what is your definition? Of
Yeah, I guess it's not like how you envision it, like cocktail, like just small talk, but just like someone you get along with, but you just get along with the other person more.
You can be yourself with the other person better.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you want to be yourself in the relationship?
No, for sure. But that's why I'm saying initially versus in the long term. I would give it that chance more with the other person.
Okay, initially.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of like the grow together aspect that you're looking for. Okay, I get that.
All right, so just playing off this idea of like types, do you guys think you guys follow your type, or it's just an idea of what you think you want?
I think it's more so, at least for me, it's more so an idea, because my track record is all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, firstly speaking, again, the people that I've dated throughout my life have been from all walks of life, all different types of personalities, different types of body styles, different types of looks, different types of races. And but I will say though, like my type is more so, I guess, the idea. They do like kind of share one thing in common. Most of them are from outside of the state.
Yeah, they have to be super far.
Outside the state or outside the country?
Yeah. Yes.
Out of this world.
Yes.
Just not here.
I think the distance is, distance makes the heart grow fonder.
That is true.
Type of thing. but that's really, yeah, like it's I guess more the idea to strive for. But for me personally,
but what idea is it?
Mine, like in my type, like
yeah,
like my type is someone who is, again, unisexual, but also kind of.
Yeah, that's why we mentioned it.
Greg likes plants. He's asexual.
I
love photosynthesis.
I forgot he did say that.
Greg, you don't think you can find someone your type in the States?
Oh, I probably can. I think I have an issue.
It's just his hunting grounds are outside of the country for some reason.
Yeah.
Do you put your
how it plays
hinge?
out.
Outside of the state.
Do you put your hinge like in France and all these other
Yo, for real.
I'm like,
your location?
He gets hornier the more miles away from Jersey.
1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Hell
Greg does know a lot of languages.
Oh,
So
Bonjour,
it's
mademoiselle.
perfect.
Comment t'appelles-tu?
I mean, for me, I feel like, I don't know. I don't really think that similar. Like, I know Greg has like a type, the idea, but he dates around different people. I feel like. I mean, I'm kind of similar, but I feel like I do have a type. Mine is just broader than others, if that makes sense.
No,
and I
sure.
go by that type.
Okay.
Like, even if I give like someone a chance outside of that type, then it always does not come into fruition, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, I'm not attracted to them.
Yeah.
I see that. In my case, though, I like to give everyone a chance, like a fair chance.
Well, how
to-
generous of you.
I know.
How
Because they gave
generous.
me a chance. That's why. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I kind of view the type as like a sort of wish list, but not necessarily what you strictly follow.
Well, okay.
You know.
Yeah. Well, me, I feel like I follow my type.
Yes.
That's true.
I think it's opposite for girls though, because we're not the ones kind of really pursuing guys.
Yeah.
So like
Like
the guys are coming.
Yeah,
in
they're
our
coming
way.
to
Yes.
us, talking to us, and just those guys that don't fit in my type,
You don't
I
give
just
them
don't
attention.
entertain
Yeah.
that much. I'm like, oh, okay, but I don't give much of my energy to them just because I'm just not really attracted to them, or I don't
Fine.
find them
Compatible.
Yeah, that's all really. No, yeah, no offense. No,
All good, all
offense. It's
good.
just my preference.
Yep.
I do think, like, hot take, I do think it is easier for women to choose their type more so than men in the dating world.
Yeah.
Unless you're
I
like
see that.
you're like a super attractive guy, which I am not. So
You are to us.
oh wow, so you're so nice, Cesar.
Gosh, I'm
Just
cringing.
date already.
Okay.
There is so much flirting within this friend group. Like
Dude.
all of you guys. Just
Y'all are my preference.
Yeah. Y'all are single.
All right, so let's get into the actual like preferences part. So let's start off with something that may be interesting. I think Alyzza alluded to this. So what are your preferences regarding race/ethnicity? And like after you say that, do you think it's racist to have a preference in this space?
It's not racist.
I feel like it's racist. Well, not really racist. It's more of a fetish if you don't have experience with the other races. Because I feel like you're basing it off of an image of what you believe the other races are. Like say an Asian guy dating an Asian girl only because she's an Asian girl without having prior experience with a white girl or like a black girl or a Spanish girl.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, oh, I like Asian girls because I know I could connect with them without having given them a chance. I feel like that's more of a fetish within your own race. You guys agree? Or
Isn't that a good thing though? Like if you're
Why?
coming from the same race, like you feel like you would get along more just because you've been through similar things.
I don't think it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's just you craving for comfortability because you know you could relate to them culturally and on
because
other
that's my
aspects.
preference. Like Asian people tend to go through similar stuff, and like other races would go through similar stuff as well.
Yeah, it does make like a big difference knowing that the person you're with does take off their shoes when you enter the house. I've been in situations where I've seen like someone bring their shoes into the bed and
Oh.
I kind of
Oh.
vomited
Is that a
in my
turn
mouth. It was a big turn off.
But the
Really,
thing
I was
is,
just like,
Asians aren't the only culture that
No, we're not.
takes off their shoes.
Yeah. No,
Asians
they're
aren't
not.
the only culture that have strict parents too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we do this, it's because we're, no offense, but very narrow-minded to our own type of culture.
I agree.
You guys agree or?
I can see where you're coming from, Mark. I think you're saying like people who have preferences within their own race is like putting themselves in a box and not being open to, you know, experiencing other races where you can learn and teach each other in your own cultures. And I think that's a beautiful thing too. Yeah.
I do have a question, because I date around. I think I've had all. It's like Infinity Stones for me.
Collected them all.
I think I've collected all, I guess, races. I even added like a Polynesian recently. Anyway,
Oh my God.
my question is, what stops you from, you know, actually exploring or, you know, dating other races? Understandably, it's a preference.
Yeah.
But what stops you? Is it like, what do you call this? Presumption or what?
No, at least I think for me, it's nothing stopping me. It's just I prefer Asians. But that said, I wouldn't be opposed to like having a relationship with someone of a different race or ethnicity.
Are you saving yourself because you might get canceled? Or
No, I'm serious. No.
I think it comes from like an underlying fear that you won't be able to relate to them.
I don't think so. I think for me, it's just like I think I would get along more with the Asian person.
Because you're scared that you won't get along more with another race. You basically just said it, right?
I mean, it's not fear. It's just like what I want.
I have
you know?
a question though. When you see people outside and they're like cute, but they're not Asian, do you think that they're cute? Do you
Yeah.
You do,
So irrespective of race.
irrespective of race. So you
Yeah.
do get attracted to
Yeah.
other races, like a black girl or a white
Yeah,
girl. Or,
exactly.
Gotcha. But you won't date them.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't date them. It just hasn't happened. Like when I look, I put my preference towards Asian, hence my type. But that said, I'm not closed off from other races or ethnicities.
Gotcha. I'm not trying to attack you.
No,
brother.
you're
Because
good, you're good,
I
yeah.
do think that we do have a type, by the
Yeah.
way. So I do.
Yeah, no, I want discussion on this, guys.
Yeah, no, I like here. This is how I think about it, right? I do think, well, if you have. Oh wait, sorry. Were you gonna say something?
No, I hit my mic.
Oh, okay. my bad. Sorry, by the way. But I do think having a preference is valid when it comes to race sometimes, though. But like, again, it depends on like the situation. I feel like going back to what Mark was saying, you know, give other people the chance, right? Because they're also giving you the chance to, right? You could actually end up, say, for example, dating a Latina girl or a Latino guy, and then you end up being like white or black or Asian, and you might end up having a lot of fun too. But also, I'm not gonna deny being culturally connected to someone is super helpful, right? Because you do connect at a deeper level. Like, for example, right, we all understand like having like strict parents or something like that, or when we all eat dinner together, the rules of having to eat dinner together, right? Everything is family style. There's always supposed to be rice or something like that. And other cultures have their own sets of rules, own sets of like tropes that they have to like be with, and it makes it more comfortable for them, which is valid. Like say, for example, if you're in the situation where you dated around, and then because you dated around, you found out you connected more with your own race or something like, or someone from your own culture, or who at least has knowledge of your culture, right? That makes a lot of sense because they could connect with you at a deeper level. At least for me, I enjoy it when they understand their culture well. Like going back to what V was saying, right? Like if they really know about their culture and they're passionate about their culture, I'm all for it. Like, let me learn about it. Let me understand it more. I want to be able to take that step through the threshold and make it more comfortable for you. And if you're the person who's able to do that for them, I think you could also break that mold of that preference a bit more.
I have a question
Interesting.
for Cesar, actually.
I
So,
hear it.
say you meet two Asian girls, right? One grew up in a predominantly Asian family. She's very cultured. And then the other was adopted by white parents. Oh, wait, sorry. Not two Asian girls. An Asian girl and a white girl, right? One is, white, and the Asian girl is adopted by a white family. Would you go for the Asian girl or would you go for the white girl? Say personality and looks are equal. Yeah.
I think I'd just go for the Asian girl, if I'm being totally honest.
So it's not cultural.
That's not
So yeah, that's not.
Because she was adopted and.
Oh wait, she was adopted by what?
By a white family.
people. Yeah.
She grew up around
No, I think
those.
that's a perk for me, but like
A perk.
What is a perk?
no, like it's just like something that adds to
Oh,
it.
he's saying that. Oh, he gets the looks, but like he can
What?
explore like a different culture.
Oh,
Is that what you mean by perk?
No,
Wait, I think I got confused by the question.
He would still choose the Asian.
I think
Yeah,
That's
so
your
it-
type.
yeah.
the looks wise?
So it's not cultural.
It's not cultural.
I think we have to go back
yeah.
to what Cesar initially even said, which is for him, he goes by the looks first. He doesn't even go by the personality.
No, I do, but like
You do, but I'm
Initially.
saying initially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you have to clarify that. You were afraid to get canceled.
what?
You can just explicitly say that I only prefer Asians. Like, because for
No,
me,
it is a preference.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean it's
That's what I'm
fine.
saying.
It's nothing bad. I don't
Yeah.
think it's bad to prefer your own race. I'm just trying to delve deeper into
Yeah, no,
whether
for sure.
you
Your thoughts.
like it on a
Like-
cultural aspect or just on a
Yeah.
looks kind of aspect.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
do
because
think
for
if
me-
you delve deeper and sorry, I'm so sorry. I've been cutting people off.
No,
Alyzza,
it's
go
okay.
ahead.
No, because
Yeah.
what I was gonna say is, remember how I said before I do like Filipino guys, but I know Greg was saying it's like more about like how we grew up and like the traditions we have, taking off the shoes, something about like dinners and everything. But when I was thinking about it, I was just thinking about it more kind of plain, as in like not even like the traditions. It's like the language. If that other person can understand Tagalog, easy. And the food, if they like understand and they know the types of like Filipino foods, that kind of thing, that is, I feel that's a perk to me, that you know what type of food, like all the different Filipino foods, the language. So I feel like I can like I would like you more.
So
not
you're
even
saying
the other
just
parts.
Filipinos or Asians in general?
I think just if I could relate to them, or if culturally, as in just not like traditions or like morals, more so like.
So what if he's a white
Filipinos.
guy who grew
Then
up
that's
around?
fine.
Yeah.
Then that's,
Flipping it.
see, then that's okay
Is
with
that
me.
weird?
My
Not white, any
Any race, but like if they
Outside of
understand it,
Filipinos.
I think that I would be open to that for sure. I
Gotcha.
can see that. For me,
Yeah.
that's my perspective. On it.
I see it otherwise. I think we just have a type, because I feel like, and I've told you guys this before, I think based on races, I prefer Asians probably the least, and I'm just being honest.
Mhm.
And it's
Safe
not that I'm not
space.
attracted to Asians. I am, but I think it takes me, like, I feel like the Asians that I'm attracted with are more unattainable for my, they're out of my league, if that makes sense. And I am aware of that, as compared to, like, let's say other races. It doesn't take me much for me to actually be attracted to them. I feel like it's not really fetishizing other races, it's just my type, and I feel like that's also okay. And that's what I'm trying to get out of Cesar, that it's okay to just have a type with just Asians, because that's your preference.
Yeah.
That's really
That's what I
what
was
you're
saying.
attracted with.
Mhm.
You don't have to sugarcoat it that, I think it's just the culture. No, that's your type.
Yeah. No, but culture does play a part.
It does play a
Mhm.
part, but in the long run, that nullifies your statement if you're only dating Asians. Because then, what Mark said earlier, then you could have dated a white person with Asian, with an Asian culture.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I just see it as like a secondary thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's
So-
interesting that no one has said here
Let's
that
hear it.
influences their type is family. I grew up in a very traditional Vietnamese household where my parents always told me, like, I should date or marry someone within the Vietnamese or Chinese culture because we share the same religion and, traditions. And I was kind of molded in that mindset growing up, and I was scared to bring home someone that's my parents are not, going to accept. So I don't know. I mean, I have my own personal type at the end of the day, but it was very influenced by my culture, my family growing up. Greg, you have something to say?
Oh no, I was just giving Mark a cue
Oh.
because we have a.
So did anyone else
Get influenced by family?
Yeah.
I feel like Filipino parents influence Filipino men, at least, to go for white women.
Yes.
Really?
actually.
I feel like that's
Lucky.
really prevalent in.
I don't think so.
Really?
I see it a lot in our family. It's like, you're gonna
thought it was
improve the
the-
race by dating a white person.
I thought it was Filipino girls should be
Girls?
dating white
Is it
guys.
both ways? It might be both
That-
ways, to
it
be
might be
honest.
That
both
didn't really
ways.
happen to
In
me.
Filipino.
Yeah.
I
My
see
parents
it,
were open
like
with anyone.
in my family, we just joke about it. I don't think they're really serious, but I think that does exist in
Yeah.
our culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Sorry,
Interesting.
we got a minute.
All right.
Minute.
Should we break?
Yeah.
Sure thing.
All right.
Get
Yeah,
back
catch
into
y'all
this
after the break.
conversation.
I have a
I have a
question
bunch of
for
questions
after
too.
we come back from
Mhm.
break, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
Let's go ahead.
And slate.
1, 2, 3, slate.
Slate.
so my
We're back.
question from before break
Yep.
was, why is it wrong for an Asian girl to date a white man, but it's okay for an Asian guy to date a white girl?
Mm.
Because when I see like an Asian girl and a white guy on TikTok, like a couple, and
Yeah.
you look at the comments, they're all like Oxford study, like we lost another queen, guys, or
Mhm.
whatever. But when you see like an Asian guy with like a white girl or like another race, it's always like rise up king, like pick up your crown, look at this stud. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I actually have because I was alluding to this a little bit also during our break too. One of the things I remember seeing is that Hinge or Tinder brought out like a stat of races that had the most like likes, right? And it ended up being mostly Asian women.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, I actually think a lot of it comes from the media, right? If you guys remember 1990s, 2000s, right? When all these like Hollywood movies come out, right?
Exotic woman.
It's always the
Yeah.
exotic Asian woman going with the generic white guy, right? It's always that. And then like when they portray Asian men, it's always the very nerdy or very soft guy, or he's just like the side character. Asian men kind of had like a bad, undesirable rep, like, and while Asian women were like were like biasly sexualized,
Quote unquote.
right? They were considered more desirable, and I feel like it has like a lasting effect now. I do think though it is changing, right?
Mhm.
Especially with the rise of like K-pop. Thank you, Jungkook.
Do you think? In terms of Asian men being
Asian men,
Yeah.
but that's where it like comes from, right? Because like I feel like even in our own communities, when we see and unfortunately for them, because we don't know their situation, right? If it's an Asian girl going for another like a white guy, it's like, oh my God, here's another Asian girl going for the typical
it's like
white
frowned
guy.
upon.
It's like frowned upon because it's like
Yeah.
that's what we're so used to seeing, and it's like a lot of people are like, oh, here we go
Yeah.
again.
Like,
And
what
then-
is that one thing that they always say on TikTok? They're like, I waited 3 years and a white man did it in a week. Or something.
Damn, that's crazy.
But like when it becomes like an Asian guy doing it, it is again like breaking sort of like the cultural norm that was set up by Hollywood media and stuff like that. That like, oh, the Asian guy is just a weak guy. Where it's like
Yeah.
now he's becoming more desirable in a
Desirable.
sense. He was able to overcome that thing. Where again, that's how I am seeing it more so. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like when I see these negative comments towards like the Asian woman dating a white man.
Who's it
it's
coming from?
Usually coming from Asian men.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And is that just because they can't pool, or like what do you?
Yeah, they're just mad.
I feel like it's just guys who can't pool.
Yeah,
their
no,
girls.
I agree with you
To be
because
honest.
like at the end of the day, why does it bother you?
Yeah, it shouldn't. Like, it
shouldn't
shouldn't be
bother
wrong.
you.
Like, but
But-
that's how it's perceived.
But yeah, no, I think it also comes from like going back to what Mark was saying, and I was alluding to it a little bit earlier too. It's like these guys, these other Asian guys, unfortunately, who grew up seeing these movies where the Asian girl gets bagged by it's like James Bond, he's bagging like the Chinese spy or something like that. It's like, oh, here we go again. Just typical blah, 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 blah. Where in reality, you don't know. What if this guy is like, or this girl is like just really trying to connect, right?
Mhm.
And they have something really good going on for themselves, right?
Yep. You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, that was a good segment. So I guess we can move on to the next one. Another potentially controversial one. So,
Ooh.
do you guys have preferences with age? And I just want to preface, like, no aspects of grooming, no aspects of abuse. Do you guys care about your significant other's age?
Yes.
I know Mark feels.
Yeah. No,
lot
I
for this.
definitely do view age importantly, just because there's like so many more things you could relate to if you're dating someone in your own generation.
I agree with that. It's
and
more
I kind
likely.
of, to be honest, I view like older men dating younger women. I feel like those older men are losers. Like, why can't you date someone in your own age range? Like, why do you have to reach for younger people? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like you're honestly a loser to me. So that's why I view age weird. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's weird.
I have a question for you, Mark. What is the age gap for it to become like a loser?
Yeah, that's what I had to.
I think like over like 8 is like kind
8
of,
years.
yeah. Because I think that's when you're starting to delve into different generations already.
Mhm.
Like, say, like a 30-year-old and a 22-year-old. That's a little wonky to me, to be
I don't
honest.
know, man.
Because then you also think about it. You move down when they were 18, they were 10 years old, and if that doesn't sound weird
But
to you, then you might have.
But you meet
It's
them
weird.
at that age, though, no? Like, that's when.
But there's still differences, in my opinion. Like, there's still differences with how you were raised, the things that you grew up on, the things that you still see today. I honestly feel like there's a bunch of differences within it. So
Yeah, but are differences necessarily bad?
no, they're
Because,
not
like,
necessarily bad. But it's just weird to me because
I also think, not to cut you off, Mark, but I also think how Mark speaks to like a loved one, like a girlfriend, is based on how he connects with, like, let's say TikTok, or a lot of things are based on his generation. Meanwhile, others don't speak similarly. They speak towards more of like other love languages.
I
where-
don't just talk about TikTok, and I actually
No,
never talk about.
No, I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not trying to, accuse you of anything. But I feel like a lot of when you think of like compatibility wise, Marky, you tend to gravitate towards those. I'm not saying just TikTok, just like specific things.
Yeah,
that
things that you
are
can
based on
relate
generations.
Yeah. No, it's because my age gap between me and my oldest brother is 8 years. So I can't imagine myself
Yeah.
dating someone in his age range because that's just weird to me. It's like, why would I? Or someone younger, like 8 years younger than me. That's just like, it's not something I imagine myself doing.
Yeah, no, that's fair from your perspective, but like the way I'm thinking of it as like I don't seek the person just because they're older or younger. They just happen to be that age gap difference, and if you get along, you get along.
I agree. I haven't dated anyone like with a big age gap, but I think the biggest one was maybe 6 to 7 years for me, which is bordering that. They're older, and I was the younger one.
But did you actually date them, or did you just?
Yeah, we dated.
For how long?
I mean, for like 8 months ish, 8 to 9 months.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of time.
It is a decent amount of time, and we were pretty compatible because of how we speak to each other, how we actually tried to, like it's outside of just generational things like music and all that.
He was the older one, though?
He was the older one.
So would you date someone younger? Like 6 years younger or so?
I don't know if I would.
But if you get along with said person and they happen to be younger.
So like,
sure,
I feel like
maybe.
the thing is, I feel like
Depends.
when we view it, it's because you're viewing it like someone older is dating you. And that makes it easier for you because the older guy is the one going for you. You know what I mean?
Like, you think
That's more
they
for
groomed
girls,
me?
No.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's grooming. It's just like, what? All right. So when a younger person dates an older person, they're always like, oh yeah, they're so mature. They're like, there's so
I
much that they
think
know. That's
nothing-
generally what they say. But it's
Yeah.
not like you can't find someone in your own age range to do the same
Agree,
thing.
but
Yeah, no,
I
for
was
sure.
also like, when I grew up very like, I guess early on in terms of maturity wise. So my maturity level at that moment was not up to par to
Your age.
my age group
Yeah.
at that moment. I was in college, so like towards the end of college. So I thought that maturity level, we were more like in, what do you call this, compatible with maturity with that person. That's why I ended up dating them.
him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't about the age; it's about the maturity level that
And
attracted
that could
me.
differ
And
based
I
on
can
age.
overlook that there is an age gap,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, it's not not a generational thing. It's really just a maturity thing.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm kind of curious on the girl's perspective on this because I would say in general, like it's a thing that it's the girl's the younger one and the guy's the older one.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Normally, it is like that because most girls like provider men's or
Yeah,
someone
like a
who's
nice
gonna take
mature
care,
man, of
yeah,
course.
take the lead and certain things. And I think that's why there's so many girls that go for older guys, especially where they are in life too, and we can look up to them. But in some cases,
In some cases,
It's
what?
opposite.
it's opposite.
And that's totally
Oh,
fine.
and that's straining. Well, no, I will like depending if that other guy is not there yet. I think it just what Tim said about maturity level,
Yes,
right? If you
yes,
guys are
that's
on,
right.
it's much easier if you guys are on the same chapters, right? Regardless of age, it's easier when you guys are in similar, quote unquote. Doesn't need to be exact.
Mindsets. I feel
Yeah,
like.
the same mindsets and
Mindsets.
everything.
Because
So-
let's say you meet someone, you don't know their age. Let's say you don't even know that they're 8 years older, but they
Yeah.
look relatively young, and you guys relate on the same minds, like same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, does that matter at that point? The
No.
age?
then it doesn't matter.
To be fair, yes, that wouldn't matter to me. But once I do find out the age difference, I would get icked out.
Really?
Yes, I
Just
would.
from the number? And
Yes,
you get
just from the
along
number.
completely?
To be completely honest, if I
but
get
really?
along completely with them, and then I find out that they're like 6 years younger than
Let's
me,
say
or like
10
8
out of
years,
10 girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything is perfect.
Everything that you guys are.
and then she's what, like 21
Younger.
years old or something. Yeah,
Really?
nah. I would feel weird.
Mm.
Not even 21. Let's say 30.
33?
30,
Yeah, let's switch it.
32.
The other
So
way.
if they're 33, see, this is what I was kind of alluding to before.
Oh, for
It's like
33.
I'm gonna get their money later.
Damn, Mark.
It's the provider role, no?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
So ladies, would you date someone who's 10 years younger than you?
10 years younger.
Yeah.
10 years. I
Bro,
mean,
they're
where we are in
underage.
life-
Yeah.
No,
Where
no,
we
no.
are
you're
in
at.
life.
Like, okay, you
though.
guys
That's
you guys
hard.
are much older.
That's 15.
Right?
Yeah,
Everyone knows.
That's
You-
wild.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
is not happening.
You guys are
Sorry,
much older.
no.
Everyone
Yeah.
is at legal age.
Yeah, let's say you're 35. You
Not
meet someone
even.
who's 25.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then just 10 years younger, would you date
If
someone 10
he
years
has the mindset of like a 30 plus year old.
And then if he's in a situation
Wait,
where it's
yeah.
like he can also provide
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
35 years old. I
Yeah.
need to settle
Yeah.
in my life right
If he's
now.
in the same mind space.
Yes.
Yes.
But if he's like
Partying
and
and yeah.
doesn't know what he
know
wants to
where-
do
yes, in
with his
life.
career, it's like
Then that's different.
Yeah.
no, I can't. I'm ready 35 years old.
Yeah.
No,
I
and
could-
15. Imagine 15. That's freaking lit.
No, we're not talking about that.
No,
we're only talking about legal stuff.
15 is a
That's
case,
wild.
baby girl.
That is so
No, but I do want to defend Mark here for a little bit because, like, you know, again, going back to it, that's his type. He does prefer someone more so in his age group,
Yeah,
because
no,
if they're not, it's
sure.
gonna definitely ick them. And I get what he's talking about there too, because like there's a lot of ways to rebut against this too, but like even farther down, right, a larger age gap does make it more difficult. If you are farther on when you're both getting elderly, it's harder for you to take care of each other, right? But also other things too, right? At least also for me too, when I look at age, again, 10 out of 10 girl or anything, and then I find out that they're 10 years younger than me or 10 years older than me, I'm going to be kind of turned off. Because at least for me, age does matter, because I want also a partner who's more likely to be at the same stage of life with me. And if there
Yeah.
are...
But that doesn't,
Yeah.
as we've said, that doesn't
Yeah,
need-
but it does, when they are around your age...
It doesn't matter.
It's
girl.
more likely.
It's
agree,
more
but-
likely
Yeah.
because like, okay, yeah, I could be with I could meet someone who's 21, who's been through more life than me, right? Okay, cool, they're 21, but it's still
I've
it's a bit too young for me.
I've
Yeah.
seen pampered 36-year-olds
Who are like
still
kids.
living with their parents. Like, let's be real. You know, I think it's hard to defend your mindset.
No, but I don't want to say it's wrong for them.
It's
Like,
not wrong, but it's
Yeah.
hard to defend when you judge these people for dating, and you would call them, oh, they're just losers to me.
Oh,
you
I
know?
wouldn't judge them.
That's
but
what I'm
at the
saying.
same-
I judge so hard.
No, but
But Mark is judging. You know,
Yeah.
I think we need to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they are truly in love, and maybe they are.
man, y'all care too much about other people.
No.
Whoa.
I agree. They could
Hold on.
truly be in love, but then the thing that's also getting me, like that's completely fair, is the thought that, you know, you have a 12, 15-year age gap with someone that you're in love with. Realistically, they're going to move on from the world.
Yeah, but that's
earlier
just
than
something
you.
they have to deal with.
I
at
know,
that
but and
point.
I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
fair.
big- it's a big
imagine
thing for
having
him.
those 15 years just to yourself because you were so deeply in love with this one guy. That's like a sad thought to think of. To
Or
be
you're
honest.
thinking they're gonna die.
yeah, like
Which is true. but,
Listen,
like,
if you die, you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, you
like
can't
just live
control
life.
Yeah, it can
So-
happen at
Yeah.
any age.
So my whole
Agreed.
mentality is, why not date someone that you could live life together with? Like
But
That's so dumb, bro. I'm so sorry. That's dumb as shit.
because if you
Wow,
meet
Tim.
someone who's outside your age range but you get along, why wouldn't you go for it?
Exactly.
Like,
That's
well,
Because you,
I mean, it's
you
just my
wouldn't go
preference.
die.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's fair.
anyone
it's
can
fair, it's fair.
die
preference.
at
Yeah,
any
yeah.
point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work in healthcare. I see every single
No,
day.
and that's fair, but I'm just saying generally, a 40-year-old is going to die earlier than a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
True
agreed.
or false?
No, agreed.
I mean, I get what you're
No,
saying.
just generally, true or false? Like, true or
Yes.
false?
True.
Exactly. So,
But what I'm saying is, when you're deeply in love and when you're actually compatible with someone within the same chapter of your life, within the same maturity level, I think you can overlook those things. You don't think about death; you think about life. you
I know, but the
Life
thing,
together.
what I'm saying is, when it does happen, I wouldn't want to deal with that sadness. Like, I wouldn't want to
That's
live
on
20
him.
more years without the person
Yeah.
I deeply
And that's
love.
just-
I mean, I
him.
understand that's your preference. I
Yeah.
just think you can't judge people for choosing the other.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
know.
That's your preference, but judging
Yeah.
other people's like, why not?
Yeah, there are tribulations with every choice that we make in terms
I
of
don't know, I
this.
just get icked out by it, so.
And I could get why Mark gets icked out. I don't think that Tim is fair to say that it's a dumb thing. Sorry to call you out, Tim.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say
But
dumb
also at the
because
same
we
time
got
too, because like
preferences.
it is a preference. This
Yeah.
is a valid preference, right? There's also different cultural norms or different social norms. We grew up in America where more people are more likely to be dating
Yeah.
within our age group. That's our cultural norm. But
Like,
also,
I'm not saying that I don't believe in love has no age limit. I'm not saying that I don't believe in like a person can't love someone younger. I just think it's gross, literally.
Yeah,
So
and
like, it could
honest
happen, but it's
And-
just gross to
and that's
me.
your ick. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is, with the dumb comment that I did, is he's thinking about death.
I don't think that's a dumb comment. I think that's very valid too, because even though there's a good rebuttal against it. Anyone could die at any moment, right?
Yeah.
But you're more likely to die if you're much older than the other person, right? If you're older, the chances of dying does increase.
And
Yeah,
it's
because
not
of
like when you're in a
natural
relationship,
function.
you're not going to think about the future with your
Yeah.
person.
Exactly. Thinking
Yeah,
about the
no.
future
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
part of
so-
being in the
No,
relationship.
I agree with that,
yeah.
but that's just something you two would need to talk
Yeah,
about and like
exactly.
accept the risk and rewards of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm
Yeah.
saying I just wouldn't want to live through that
Yeah.
phase. If I do
Yeah.
like happen to go through it or whatever, I wouldn't want to live through that.
I think that's something that some
So-
of us can overlook, and that's
Yeah,
something that
yeah, that's just the
other
difference.
people
Like, for
can't.
example,
Alright.
I would
Yeah.
take that risk.
Tim,
if we get
Cesar,
along.
what is too old? What is too young?
Mm.
I'm gonna go up. You tell me when it's too old, right?
I mean,
10 years,
to be
15
honest
years.
with you, I go like in terms of like dating, like let's say the Tinder, right, or Hinge, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I go like maybe like 23 to 33, which is a 10-year gap. I'm 27, so I think I'm okay with going that, like such a wide range as compared to others I've heard 2 years younger, 2 years older. So that's my preference right now. What I'm saying is it's not my choice if someone
Outside of
Outside
that.
of that.
enters your life.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, if they date a 60-year-old or a 50-year-old, that's their preference.
Yeah, that's valid.
c-
But then what
you-
happens if that person is 60, 70?
But why are you asking me? Because that's not my preference.
Yeah, no, but if they come into your life, they're 70 years old.
But that's not my preference. That's what I said. I'm just saying you can't say they're a loser for
I'm not
dating
saying they're a
that.
loser, but it's like
I'm saying they're
like-
losing.
Yeah.
it's like that's when you get into personally for me, I wouldn't mind a 7-year-old either. It's like sugar daddy.
Hey, yo.
But
I think everybody would
Oh,
love
God.
a sugar
no, but you
daddy. Let's be-
can't. You can't use Greg. You can't use me as an example because I
No.
explicitly said what my range is. And if you're not within that range, then that's not my preference. What I'm saying is I'm trying to defend other people outside this group that may have a different preference.
Yeah, and that's the same thing why I'm also trying to defend Mark, because it's both valid on each side, right?
Yeah.
You could have your preference, right? And it's fine. You could also be at your different maturity levels at your life, right? But at the same time, like an ick at the end of the day is still just an ick. It's very valid. And
Yeah.
that's why, and I agree with you.
I
agree with
Yeah,
you.
I just didn't like the loser part. Really, that's it.
Mhm.
I didn't like it.
We should care
Oh,
less.
the judging, the judgmental.
It's very judge forward. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's fair. I'm judgmental, so I'm a stand
He
by
owns
my
up
ick,
to
To
it.
be honest, yeah,
Mark
I own
owns
up
up
to
to
it.
No, we are who we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, we agree to disagree here.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to a less controversial preference.
No, I love the controversy.
Yeah, no, good conversations. But
Yapping.
all right, you two kind of alluded to this earlier, but like, do you guys have a preference if your significant other has a career or lack thereof a career?
Oh.
Like you guys said, you want them
We
to be a
want-
provider and all that stuff.
I think that's girls though.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard that like there are guys who, let's say they have it all figured out in life, but
Mhm.
they don't need to look for a girl in the same mindset.
Mhm.
Like they're fine with a girl working at a lower paying job,
Or like a stay-at-home mom.
I guess, because
Yeah.
they are the ones that are providing.
Providing.
Yeah.
I think every man kind of wants to provide
Mhm,
too.
in a certain
usually.
way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's actually one of my questions, I guess, for the guys and gals. Would you want to / be okay with being the stay-at-home mom or dad if your situation allows it?
Yes.
Anyone?
I would be so
I'm
down
vers-
to be a stay-at-home
I would too,
dad.
not gonna lie.
Would I be?
You know, I talked to my boyfriend about this, and he said he would not want to be the stay-at-home dad. He's too driven and work motivated, and he does not want to be at home.
Same.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's different mentalities.
Preference.
For
But
yeah,
does that mean we
guys.
can't make our own money too? Or is that
Yeah.
No, like you don't have a formal job. Like for example, if I was a stay-at-home dad, I would just be doing other stuff, like maybe
Like
make
car
car
stuff.
content.
Hobby
Yeah,
stuff?
hobby
You
type
can
stuff.
still do your hobbies then.
But is it generating money for you, or just
It
strictly
depends. Like,
hobby stuff?
yeah, let's say my future wife makes enough money for the both of us, and it makes more sense for her to work, me to take care of the house, and like the kid.
OnlyFans model?
Okay.
No, but I feel like that's still a job. I'm not saying
Oh,
that
yeah.
housewives
Yeah,
don't
no,
have
no,
a
no,
job, but
for
I
sure.
think that's their primary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just mean not like an official like 9 to 5 type.
Yeah.
thing.
9 to
Yeah,
5, you're
exactly.
just
I am the type to need to go to work.
And that's fair.
As much as sometimes I don't want to go to work.
So even if your partner, let's say, can fully provide.
Yeah.
Can
Say they make $1
fully
million a year.
Provide. Yeah, the thing is, I like the fact that my brain is always functioning.
I get that
and I
too.
can't remove that.
Yeah, I'm
from my
curious
life.
about that, but you wouldn't
Good for
put
you,
it
Tim.
into other things that isn't necessarily work.
No, because I think work for me is a duty and at the same time
it's
a
like
reward
a strict thing that you
Yeah.
want
You
to
need to do.
Yeah.
that I need to do. Yeah.
No, I get what Tim is saying with this,
Yeah.
right? Because like, again, he has X amount of goals, right? That could only be attained through like the satisfaction of going to work,
Yeah.
right? Like the promotion or whatever. Not
It's not
necessarily.
even that.
Yeah.
I think I'm not making my work my entire personality, but it is a big part of my personality. The reason why my mindset has such a strong fortitude is because of the goals that I set when I was younger, and these goals are coming into fruition every single day I go to work. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
and
that
it,
does. And I get
it
that.
reminds me of how driven I was and how I built such a strong fortitude and mentality for me to be even in this position. So if you remove that, it's like removing my personality, period.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
And I agree with that too, because like for me also, right? I feel like at least for me, I can't like just stay at
Yeah,
home all
right.
the time. I do feel like I need like, well, I mean, like I would rather work at home, but I need that
You need
that
something
mentality
to
or that
do.
space that this is what I'm building for. This is my work, right? Completely the same thing, because I have X amount of goals that I want to be able to accomplish in my life, and then one of them is being like in a good, fulfilling spot at work. Though I also like want to defend people who are out there also saying like they make their being a stay-at-home mom or dad that purpose. That's completely valid because
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
full-time
that is a
job,
job.
too,
For sure.
right? And that's why also for me, I could also see like if it comes to it, going back to the original question, Cesar, if it comes back to it, like she's able to provide for
Yeah, and it makes more
absolutely
sense.
everything, and it makes more sense.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind also being the same at home dad, because that would become my purpose, even though I would still on the side
Prefer
to
to work.
Preferably would rather go to work.
I agree.
Yeah, I
That's
feel like
my
I would
mindset
get
too.
bored of being a stay-at-home dad after like a month.
Wait, I have a question for the guy's aspect. Do
Yeah.
you feel like ego-wise, like that
Yeah.
you're
Emasculated.
emasculated if
If
your
you're-
woman works and brings in the money and you're home?
Good question.
Not gonna lie.
I wouldn't say emasculated, but I would say like I would want to
Demasculated?
also give back to the woman generating money. Like I would want to help. So
I
I
agree.
don't
Why?
No,
just because they're giving to me, so I want to give to them.
but what
also.
if her way is like, oh, you could help me by taking care of the house, taking care of our kids? Like that would mean a lot to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, then I would do it.
Yeah.
Like, but I would also want to I would want to treat her too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I get it.
if she's doing so much for me, I would want to do
In
a
what
lot
way?
for her.
What way?
Like I would also want to like say if I have no money
Mm-hmm.
or anything, I would still want to take her out to dinners and be able to pay for it on my own. I would still want to buy her gifts too.
Yeah.
So you're saying
So-
you still want to generate money in your own way?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
still, but I don't know if you can. Is that emasculating or
I feel like it's still you're still functioning through the norms that you're the one who has to pay for the dates and all of that.
Yes, that would be different.
Yeah, because would you feel weird? I mean, I feel like you would, but would you feel weird if every time you go on dates, the girl
She's
pays?
paying.
No, I mean my previous relationship, the girl was the one who always drove and did because I didn't have a car or anything. I didn't feel any less. I felt like I was being fair by paying for the dates.
Okay.
So there's a give
it's-
and take.
It's
The
not
give
like
and
because
take.
I, like if a woman wants to pay for me, a woman wants to pay for me. Like I would love that. It's just like I want to give and take, like Cesar said.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
I feel like primarily in the one where the guy is providing and the wife is a stay-at-home mom, most of the time the guy's even giving the woman the allowance, right? And that's when she's spending the money on herself or the kids or the family. But in your sense, you're saying that would you feel emasculated if your wife is giving you money and then you're using that money to take her out, or how are you getting
that's
the money?
interesting.
You know?
no, I wouldn't feel emasculated.
I think I would a little bit.
I
not
think I
gonna
would
lie.
save up the money to be able to treat her and
Bro,
stuff too.
I would put on the maid outfit if I was getting it.
If I'm getting
I-
pay that every day, I wouldn't mind.
Interesting.
What do you think, Alyzza? So you have a lot on your mind.
No, because I was like saying, if at first, like the first situation that Mark said, I can understand that the give and take, okay, but if the woman is giving the guy money and allowance, everything, and you use that money to take her out, I would feel a little weird if I was that guy.
The girl.
Yeah.
Well, like
Both.
Yeah, both ways. I
Yeah.
guess I would feel a little weird, right? Because I definitely want to generate my own money, but if my money is coming from my significant other and I'm using that money to treat them out, hey, that's a little like uncomfortable. I don't know. Like I just I want to get a sense of my own, like, I did
Alyzza
something.
would feel emasculated.
Yeah, I would, bro. Because I still want to feel like I can do something myself. Yeah, I want to contribute too, you know?
Is it really being emasculated?
Can we define emasculating first? Like,
bro, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think it's just because, like, traditionally the guy has been like the one that provides for the family, leads the family, protects the family. So if the roles are switched, you feel less of that and
less
hence
of a guy,
emasculated.
kind of.
Feel less of a man,
I mean, I don't want to cut the topic short. I think we could go because we have a few minutes left before break. All right, but like, is it really emasculation, or is it more fair to say that today, because of this perspective of 2024, right, it's more of a loss of independence? Just a thought.
No, I think it leads more to emasculating.
Yeah, I don't know
for most
if those
people.
are necessarily connected always.
Because that idea of a man providing, I think, is very masculine in its sense.
I mean, that's been around for before this generation, you know?
Yeah. Like, just going to like what Alyzza was saying, she would also feel like she would need to provide in some sort of way too. I feel like it's like she still wants that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you want a little bit more of like that to keep that independence, right? To be able to also be fair with your partner in a way, to be independently fair and provide as much because they're providing for you, right?
As a woman?
As a woman, yeah.
I don't know if it's about the independence, like for myself, it's more so for my partner. I feel, I guess, guilty
for
in
using
a way
their money.
for using their money. It's not so like independence for myself, just using their hardworking money.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I think.
Yeah.
I like
Makes
that.
sense.
Do you not think that your role as, what do you call this, the person who's taking care of the children in the house and cooking for him, enough for you to earn his money? His
own money? I think it's just if he's providing all the other aspects, like the house to live in, the everything for the
You'd be
kids,
okay with that.
that's okay with me.
Yeah.
But like my own spending money
needs to be coming from a different source.
From you.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Gotcha.
I think so. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut everyone short. I think one of our cameras just went out.
No, we're good. That was a good
Dang,
place
okay.
to take a break.
Oh, right. Break.
Slate.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Slate.
All right. And we're back, guys. So after some talk, I think we had a lot of good conversations here. And I just wanted to tell our audience, like, none of us are really judging, like, you prefer what you prefer.
No, I'm judging.
Except Mark. Yeah. And we hope this conversation, like, helps y'all just figure out your thoughts. Like, as you could see, like, we had a lot of thoughts on this matter. And I just want to end off on, like, this last preference question. So, would you prefer being alone and happy, or with someone but not happy?
Alone
Alone.
and happy.
Alone.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Can you be in love with someone and not be happy at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Do you have an example of that? I can't really envision that, to be honest.
I guess if you're like in a marriage and like you care about this person, hence you're in love, but you're not necessarily happy at the moment or a recent time frame.
You think that would be affected by outside sources?
It can be. Yeah.
I feel like it, in most cases, is usually affected by outside sources, not the one that you love, right?
You're in love with a person who's cheating on you.
Ooh.
Fuck no, I can't deal with that. You're
I
killing
wouldn't do
yourself.
that. Yeah.
No.
But I think that's an extreme question.
Let's keep with the
Yeah,
extremes. Yeah, let's
Keep
keep
with the
with the
extremes?
extremes. Yeah, you're in love with this person, but they cheated on you.
Would you give them another chance?
No.
No, I wouldn't.
No. Goodbye.
I would rather be alone and happy.
Yeah.
than-
For
Agree.
sure.
Yeah.
But is there anyone who would stay?
With cheating? No.
Not cheating, but
In
anyone
general?
that chose the other option?
I think I low-key would. If
You
I
would-
was in love
Yeah.
with the person, but we
And
weren't
not happy?
Yeah,
Why?
I feel like I would be the type to not let it go and like just try to make it work, you know? Me personally.
I
I
go
was
ahead.
there at one point
Me
though.
too.
Yeah.
It's like
It's draining.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you lose yourself at the end of the day.
Mhm. I think I'm just speaking from my lack of experience in
Yeah.
that space, but that's
I
what
was
my
gonna
initial
say the
thoughts
same
are.
Thing, yeah.
But
If
I
I'm
feel like
being
every
honest.
human kind of craves companionship.
Yeah.
So I do get where Cesar's coming from too,
Agree.
Mhm.
But
because
think
I
once
was in
you,
that
like-
situation too before.
Are
but-
you the
Mhm.
type of person? I feel like Cesar also likes to hold on to like the memories. That's
Mhm.
why.
Yeah, it's hard to separate it.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything more freeing until you detach. Like you do feel that all in the moment, but when you do detach and you feel completely happy being alone, it's liberating. Like
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Because
What'd
at
you
the
say,
end
Hank?
of the day, you're living for yourself and you're not living for others.
Mhm.
So if I had the choice to
Yeah.
be alone and happy, I think I would choose that actually. I would
Mhm.
just be sad for a little, but I think at the end of the day, I would ultimately be happy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Do
agree.
you, do you think it's like a drug in a way? It's like not
What,
the
like
best
having
thing.
someone?
Like a
To be-
serotonin
being in
high.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
growing up, we all kind of like, at least for me, like I knew that love was going to be hard. Loving someone would be hard. But there comes to a point where you have to realize if this, like that person can change and they can start draining you. But you keep holding on to that and you keep holding on to that, you're going to lose yourself and you're not going to feel the same. And that's when you really need to like analyze and let go.
Mhm.
Like we know it's hard, but sometimes you shouldn't have to deal with it anymore.
Mhm.
Agree.
Because
I do-
yeah.
Yeah, I've known a lot of people in that situation
Mhm.
where they, their significant other was cheating, but they still chose to stay
Mhm.
Yeah.
in the relationship.
Yeah, because we always think love through thick and thin,
Mhm.
but damn, cheating? No, you don't need to deal with that
yeah,
shit.
no, that's the extreme.
Yeah,
in
and
my
like all
opinion.
these other things, but yeah.
I still find it very hard to connect like loving someone, like genuinely loving someone, and then like not being happy, even despite
I
like
think
the
it's just the
situation.
attachment, though.
Right.
Yeah. Would you be okay for your partner, like your husband or wife in the future, to you guys would still be together, but to open the relationship or no?
Oh, nah.
I wouldn't want that personally, but if we have like a
Yeah.
conversation and like we really communicate our true intentions, it all comes down to communication, and I think
Mhm.
that's what makes it important.
But I think like open relationships, 90% of them like result in like bad
Like
things.
swingers, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they're
Yeah.
called? Or-
Don't know.
I think so.
I wouldn't know. I can't speak for them. I'm not in one. So.
Yeah, for sure. Me neither. All right.
But yeah,
I think that's a good
cool.
place to stop here
yeah.
for now. I had
Happy
like this whole
420,
section,
guys.
but
Happy
It is
420.
420.
I was
Yep.
like, it's Mark's national holiday today.
yes.
It's like, Mark, did you know? He didn't even know. Fucking fake.
Wow.
Fake, bruh.
Sorry.
All right.
If you guys enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave some likes and
Mhm.
comments down below.
Yep.
Again, I want to emphasize we have donations out there for Spotify. So if you like the content that we're producing and you want to see more of it, feel free to donate. Right, that'll help us out in the long term too, and you get a free shout out from us
Mhm.
too. Help us
Yeah.
create some new content. Don't forget to like us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. You know the drill.
Yep.
All right, Alyzza.
And just be sure. Wait, one more thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and just be sure. Comment your preferences. Like, I'm curious on like what y'all think about this. And like, just a quick shout out to my barber, Mark. I was like shooting around ideas with him, and I think this episode came out well. Interesting talks. here.
Yeah. There's a lot of
If
hot
you're
takes.
if you're in a relationship with a big age gap, I would love to hear your opinion on it. To be
Yeah,
honest,
honestly,
I want to
yeah.
hear from
I'm
your point of
curious.
view why you choose to stay with this person, why you like
Connect
choose this
with
person
them.
Yes.
or connect
Help
with
Mark
them.
out.
Yes,
help
please.
Mark, help Mark understand.
I am open to ideas, but I am
Yes.
still very
Yeah.
judgmental.
This is why I have these eclipse glasses. So I don't have to see Mark today.
Oh yeah, and catch us at HITC New York.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
That's
less
soon,
than a
guys.
month away.
I'm
11
excited.
and 12.
Yes.
Soon.
We'll be producing we got some new content lined up for you guys
Mhm.
too. We're really excited to show y'all. But yeah, until
All
then,
right.
catch us next time.
And-
Adios.